In this section, we are going to understand the main topics from the course BPCC 101 Introduction to Psychology. Along with that, we will also go through some important previous year question papers so we can get a clear idea of how to prepare effectively. Quick reminder before we dive in, if you find this helpful, just take a second to like, share and subscribe. It keeps the motivation going and help me bring more useful content for you. Okay, let's begin. Today, I will be talking about perception, what it is, its stages, and some major theoretical approaches. First, definition. Perception is the psychological process through which we interpret and understand the sensory information we receive from our environment. It helps us to navigate the world by organizing sensory input into meaningful patterns and experiences. Unlike sensation, which involves receiving raw sensory data, perception gives meaning to these sensations by processing them in the brain. Perception is the process through which we understand our surroundings by interpreting sensory information. It is more than just seeing or hearing things. It's how we give meaning to what we sense. For example, we might hear a sound and recognize it as music or see a shape and understand it's a face. That is perception at work. Okay. Now, the process of perception. The process of perception involves three key stages. One, selection, organization, interpretation. First one, selection. This is the first step where the brain filters and chooses specific stimuli to focus on due to its limited processing capacity. This attention may be influenced by relevance, novelty, or personal interest. Okay, the selection, it is the first step. Our brain cannot focus on everything at once. So we select only some stimuli, like focusing on the teacher's voice and ignoring other classroom noises, like that. Okay, second one, organization. In this stage, selected stimuli are arranged into coherent and recognizable patterns. Keysaled psychologists explained this using principles such as proximity, similarity, continuity, closure, and figure ground differentiation. That is, once selected, our brain organizes the information. Like when we see stars forming a shape, we group and connect them into constellations. That's what's called organization. The third one is interpretation. The final stage involves assigning meaning to organize the stimuli based on past experiences, beliefs, needs, expectation, and emotions. It is a subjective process, which is why different individuals may interpret the same stimulus differently. This is the interpretation. It is the final stage where we give meaning to what we sense based on our experience or culture. For example, a hand gesture may mean perfect to us, but in other countries it means something else. Next, the theoretical approaches to perception. Mainly two theories, bottom-up process and top-down process. First, bottom-up process. This view holds that perception starts with incoming sensory data which are processed to form a perception. J.J. Gibson advocated this approach, arguing that stimuli contain all the necessary information. This means we start from the sensory input and build understanding from what we see or hear directly, like a child seeing snow for the first time. The second one is top-down process. The top-down process proposed by Richard Gregory. This approach suggests that perception is influenced by existing knowledge, experience, and expectations, particularly when sensory input is ambiguous or incomplete. Okay, this means our past experiences and expectations help us understand what we sense. For example, if you see something white falling from the sky, you already guesses it's snow because you have seen it before. Okay, so perception is not just passive, it's an active process where our mind selects, organizes, and interprets information to help us make sense of the world. Thank you for listening.